Good morning, my brother Tops. We are here in Dubai. It is the morning. I'm on holiday. You live here, brother. What I did want to talk about is morning habits and rituals. Like in general, we're going to give a whole heap of tips, a step-by-step process. We've been doing it for a long time, but we realize people want the startup. And what would be your top 3 tips for your morning to start off well, my brother?
Honestly, for my morning, I like to sit as soon as I wake up and open my eyes, I probably spend about 5-10 minutes just visualizing the day, tasks that I have, things that need to be accomplished.
Can I ask you on the visualization why you do that? So
I
they
do.
know?
Yeah.
What's the purpose to it?
So what it does, it enables me to know exactly what I'm going to execute in the most positive and orderly fashion.
So you're very intentional in direction in that, each habit that you want to roll out into your day or roll out into your life. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And it's not even so much about the habits, it's just the enforcements, the things that are non-negotiable. These are the things that are non-negotiable, and this is what's going to bring the attitude I'm going to bring every single day to complete that task.
Love that.
How about you, my brother?
For me, one of the most important things I do, get out, get some sunlight, I journal, I listen to a podcast while I'm walking. So those 3 things I can habit stack. They call it habit stacking, or stack some wins. The more wins you can stack into a shorter period of time, the more you're going to get out of life. That way you operate at a really high level. And when things become tough in your eyes, where you used to think about 5 things being done at the same time, it becomes easy for yourself, or a normal part of your operation. And nothing better than get out, get some sun, feel the heat, feel the vibe of life. The fact that we've got life as an Aboriginal person, I'm very grateful for life. I'm abundant, I'm rich already. I want to ask you, during your morning, food-wise, what do you eat? Do you eat?
Look, man, as soon as I get up, I was saying before, I visualize, and as soon as I finish my visualizations, it's up. First thing is a coffee, off the bat. A coffee, and I'll slam down anywhere from 4 to 6 eggs. Wow. That's my thing, straight away.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I have that, food-wise, it's straight to work.
Love
truly,
that.
I've got that energy, that productive energy, and I get the most done in the morning work-wise.
So you're fueling your car right. For me personally, I'll go out and train first.
Yep.
Overnight, obviously, your carb store is running lower, hit the session, do a bit of cardio after it, then I get in and get my breakfast, fuel myself right for the day. Think about it like this. I always say to people, you're not going to drive a distance, 24 hours or however long you're up for, without fuel within your car. So most important, one of the most important things. What about your mind? What do you do for your mind in the morning, my brother?
My friend, for my mind, honestly, my mind works the best when it's under pressure. So I find work stimulates my mind.
Love that.
I find as soon as I'm diving into deep work, the moment I wake up, I'm the most productive, my mind is stimulated. Then from there, I execute the gym, I crush the gym. And like, this is the thing, like what I find, like a lot of people is like, when's the best time to train? When's the best time to eat? And it comes down to what is the best for you. And where do you feel the most powerful in that day to execute that task? That's what I find that works and the advice I like to give.
A lot of people will say, do it the first thing in the morning, do it in the middle of the day, but you've just nailed it on the head. Do it when it best suits yourself. For me, I like to get it done first thing in the morning, because you start your day right, and if you start with a win, it usually leads to more wins throughout the day, and a belief that you can do anything and everything that you want within that space. Mindset-wise, I wanted to ask you on this. Do you have days you wake up and you don't feel right, you don't think that you can, things come into your head, even though you're at a point now where you're executing quite a lot and it's a normal behavior, were there times, and even is there times now that still happens to yourself where you're overthinking something, or you're thinking, how do I get that done? And what's your tip around getting that sorted?
Yeah, I just shift my mindset and perspective, because it is all about perspective.
Yeah.
And if I believe that I can't do it, or that I don't feel good and all that kind of stuff, then I'll never do it. So I challenge myself every day in my workouts, and my mind plays tricks on me saying, you can't do it, you're tired, you're doing all the rest of it. It's the same in life.
Yeah.
You either succumb to that and believe in that, or you shift your perspective and use that as fuel and execute the task. It's very, very simple.
And how do you feel before it, where you're doubting yourself? How are you feeling in that moment? You're sort of, I don't know if I can, anxious, not anxious, but it's sort of like you're feeling something you probably don't want to feel, versus after it, my brother, just so everyone can sort of get a real understanding.
Absolutely. Look, you get those fears and you get those doubts and you get all that negativity that surrounds it. But the moment you just say it's all negativity, it's just a mind game.
Absolutely.
And literally flip the switch on it, like I was saying earlier, and the way you feel once you execute it, You just prove to yourself it is a mind game.
I love that.
That's all it is.
That's powerful.
You know, the subconscious is always playing tricks on you.
Love it.
Always. And if you succumb to it, that's up to you.
I-
Always a choice.
To touch on that, how good is it that a lot of people think, even though we're at a level now where, mate, you look at your videos, absolute beast mode, I'm getting out there, getting stuff done, and people might think, oh, they don't have what I have, but we want you to know that anxiety, fear, frustration, how do I do this? I have to be a champion of being a beginner. But they all come up in our lives as well as how long we stay in that process for. And one of my tips around that is, it comes up in my life, but if I let it sit in my invisible backpack, it will weigh me down, not only for the day, the week, maybe into a month, maybe into my life. And I just don't want that. So that's my little tip to everybody. Be willing to understand that we're all built the same and we all feel what you feel. But the more you do it, as you said, the more you start to believe in yourself, and it sort of doesn't stick around for the whole day or periods of time that you don't want it to be there.
Exactly. And you know what, Jeff? The way I look at it as well, and I'd like to get your view on this as well. Like, winning is hard.
Absolutely.
Going to the gym
It's
is
not
hard.
a part-time job.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Winning is hard. Hating is easy.
Hey.
Therefore, don't you believe most people hate? Because it's hard to do the work to win.
Absolutely.
You know? And this is where, like, a lot of people will succumb to that mentality, and then they'll start to hate, because it's easier to choose hate than to choose hard work to win.
You got to put time, energy, and effort. I call it teeing off into life. Time, energy, and effort into a space. What's the difference? You can choose to put that into hating someone, or being envious, or resenting, or being angry, or you can put it into yourself and around what you want to get out of life. And I think once you understand that you've got to put work into some place, might as well put it into yourself. The greatest job you'll ever have, the greatest investment you'll ever have is yourself. I want to move on into your habits. You're starting to roll out into your day, and obviously you're starting your morning well. For me, I do a power 100 before 9 a.m. every day. Now, I'll count that as I go along, and it might be just me looking in the mirror and saying, mate, you're beautiful and you deserve this type of life. In your day, a lot of people talk about the money side of things, my brother, and they say money isn't everything. But I've got a question for you, or a quote for you. Money isn't everything, so what is the point of life? Is it just about paying your bills? What's your thoughts on that conversation? Which means, do you want to just work for your life and pay your bills, or do you want to experience life? Can you elaborate on that, my brother?
Very simple, and I'll put a little spin on that.
Yeah.
The end result is freedom. Without money, there's no freedom.
And ask yourselves this question: what is freedom to you? Is it to be able to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, as many times as you want? Imagine that being with your partner, your kids, your lover, your brother, your sister, your mother, whatever it may be.
Exactly.
I think, like, I got goosebumps from it just then. Literally.
Because without the money, and people say, oh, it's not everything, but it's freedom. It's the ability to take your family on a holiday. That's what you remember. It's not so much the money as the money factor, but it's everything that the money brings.
So can I ask you this? Do you have to challenge how you're built? Maybe your parents even built you like this.
100%.
Where they say you don't deserve this, or if I said, Tops, how much money do you want to make this year? And you go, oh, I'll just make, 50,000. And I'm like, would that create the life you want? Where do you want to travel to? What car do you want to drive? Where do you want to live? We're in this beautiful hotel, Atlantis Aurora. Like, it's an experience. It makes you feel. When you walked in today, how do you feel, brother?
Mate, $1 million. Everyone's greeting you, opening the door. How are you, sir? You go to the bathroom. People are next to you. Everyone's happy. It's just a very joyful and positive environment.
Can I ask, if that was your body and that was your life and that was your partner and that was the experiences of life, would it now be worth creating something behind your passion to be able to live that life at its highest degree?
And that's the thing, Jeff, that is my life. Like, it's your life.
100%.
It actually is our life. We build our life around those habits and create that actual network of people around us that uplift us every single day to feel like we're walking around the Atlantis Royale. Our life is the Atlantis Royale.
Can I ask you this? And when he says that, he says something that means that it's operating at its highest level, the gold standard, the gold medal he's aiming for. And we always say, don't aim for participation or the silver medal, aim for gold and be committed to the marathon of life. So I'm going to take you back. What are 2 quick tips that you'd give to people to step into that version of themselves that, maybe they were built from their parents and they said, don't worry about money. Money isn't everything, or you can't do that. What are your tips around? Because people, maybe your network, who you're hanging around.
Yeah.
For me, I was a bank robber.
Mm.
I was around 4 other bank robbers. What do you reckon I became? I became a bank robber at the end of it. So to serve 20 years and go from one point of time in my life to shift my life into who I am, I had to change all of my values, beliefs, morals, respect for myself, all of the above, even my circle. And I let go of that circle. And I want to ask you, what's the 2 tips that you'd give to everybody?
Yep. You know what? As a, like you said yourself, a professional bank robber, I was a career criminal. So, you know, I did that for over 20 years.
Wow.
But hey, you know, everything that was there, I was up for it.
So
But
was
my
every
main
lesson
takeaway,
a blessing?
absolutely. If you take it as a lesson, yeah. Every
Beautiful.
failure is a lesson. If you take it as a lesson, you
Love
know,
that.
and that blesses you because you project forward. But you know what? My thing is, doesn't matter what you're doing in life and where you are, create a project.
Love that.
Whether that's
On yourself or on,
on yourself, on life.
yeah,
You
passion?
know, passion behind it. Passion's going to drive that project and that purpose. The 3 Ps, you know,
Love
very
that.
simple. Passion, project, purpose.
Love that. I have that vision, purpose, and why. What?
Yeah.
And then when your feet hit the ground, you actually love what you do in life because you're not going to lose the drive. Oh, I'll go to work today and get paid. You're sitting in peak hour traffic. You have to get ready. You're leaving your family. Rather than seeing someone like yourself or me here on holiday going, I wish I could do that. I get that quite a lot.
Yeah.
Those tips, what's the second tip around starting that lifestyle to those people? Is it letting go of your friends? Is it learning something new? What would your tip be around it?
Absolutely. Educate yourself as much as you can to drive that purpose and push that forward.
Love
You know,
that.
it's all about education. Surround yourself with the people that are going to help you to get there and fulfill that purpose. You know, you cannot get there alone. There is no such thing in this life, and a lot of people will preach self-made. Self-made doesn't exist.
Absolutely.
It doesn't exist. It's the people around you. Nobody has taken any idea or any product by themselves to the top.
Love
You need
that.
a network. You need a group. You know, it cannot be fulfilled by yourself.
Absolutely.
Therefore, surround yourself. You know, we surround ourselves. You know, like with us ourselves and the boys that are around us for that purpose.
Love that. And for me, you look at this hotel, it's almost like building blocks.
Yeah.
And they're not self-made, it's components. You've got a carpenter, you've got a person that does windows, you've got a person that does the design of the place. Everyone will teach you something that you can learn and grow from. And the beauty that we've got in this modern day society is YouTube is an example. You'll have Harvard professors on there giving you tips. As a kid, I didn't have that. We didn't have that, right?
No, we didn't.
And you've got that, or people have got that in this day and age. But the thing is, I say this, and I want you to comment on this. Knowledge isn't power. And knowledge isn't power without application, which means there's enough information out there, but most people just want attention. Look at me, I want to feel good, hit like on my page, that sort of, little scenario for your life. But what would be your tip around applying that knowledge? So I'm a professor, I give you the knowledge to find inner peace. Yeah, I can give that to you, but what you do with it, if you throw it in the bin, it's pointless. What would be your tip to get across that little bridge so they actually apply it into their life?
Look, it's very simple. Take the actions. Take the daily actions. You know,
Do you write that out, or do you think that out?
Absolutely. You think it, you write it. However, for me, I think.
Yeah.
I don't write. Everything is up here. You know, I have a very different process in the way I process information and the way I hold with information, execute it. When it's in my mind, I don't reflect much on notes.
Love
Everything's
that.
stored in the memory bank. So, you know, I take it and I execute. Today, I want to execute that. Win, fail, doesn't matter.
Grab
It's
it,
good.
execute
Grab it,
straight away.
execute.
Love that.
It's all in the action, and it's all in the fast action. There's no point in sitting around thinking about it, dwelling. 9 times out of 10, you will stuff it up, and that's amazing because that's
Is that where you learn?
Yeah, absolutely. That is a
Beautiful.
learning ground. Every single loss you take is a win because you're not going to create that loss again. And if you do, you won't do it a third time.
And
That's for sure.
You know, one thing I'm going to share something that's very important for everybody to understand. I'll think it, then I'll write it out, and then I'll action it. So I take this, it's almost reinforcement and foundation, and I make it into something of a beast where it means something, that vision, purpose, and why I spoke about before. And when you do that, now you have that solid framework or foundation to set upon. This is built upon, it's not built upon sand, and it just crumbles at the first opportunity. So I want to ask you this. When you start to crumble, and it will happen, life's going to come at you, deaths, tax, partner cheating on you, someone telling you you're not good enough or whatever it is, what are your tips around other people and externals rather than the internal, what you control? What's your tip about controlling what, I say to you, Topsy, you can't do that, brother. Who do you think you are, brother? Settle down, mate. Why are you driving that car?
Yeah.
What are your tips to people to get past that?
Look, it's simple, foundations are very important. So
Does it build confidence then?
what it does, you have to be careful who you build your foundations off with.
Love that.
Whoever you start your foundation with, you have to be very, very wary.
Absolutely.
Because they're not necessarily the people that are going to be there when you build the building, right?
So do you let them go? Say if you had friends for 20 years, would you let that person go? Or what do you do with that? Say you've been friends for 20 years, but you're starting to elevate. You become this rocket, and do you let the little booster rockets fall off at a particular altitude because they can't match your attitude, or what do you do?
They will, because, some people want to pull out, they might build a foundation out of the wrong intent with you.
So partying as an
They
example?
could be partying, they could be, looking at what's in it just for them.
Absolutely.
And this is a vital
How do you
part.
get past that then?
This is the thing, you have to really filter your network because, when you collapse, who are the people that you need?
Absolutely.
You need a strong network
Love that.
of coaches, whether it be your personal coach, whether it be your mental health worker, your psychologist, your lawyer.
Love that.
It could be your solicitor, your accountant. These are the networks that are important when you go through any trials, tribulations in life.
Love that, brother.
Strong networks of positive people in these positions will pull you out of any position.
Love it. Mate, what a chat, what a morning chat, and what a way to start the day. We want to leave or get you to leave comments below around this stuff. If it has helped you in any way, shape or form, we want to know. But to leave the crew that will listen to this, what would be your top 3 tips to go to another level in life? Is, for me, I'll give you an example. I had to commit. I learned over time that this is a marathon. It's a all-in game. That marathon, if I commit to that, which means I'm not the best, I'm not in the right room, I'm not the smartest in the room, I'm willing to learn every single day. My second tip on that willingness to learn and earn, you can do that through social media, you can do it on YouTube as an example, you can do it through books, Audible, whatever it may be, podcasts, especially from these experts within their field. And lastly, the implementation of that means that when I do it, and I might be lifting next year, you might be lifting 400 kilos and I'm lifting 20 kilos. I have to pull myself in and check myself and say, I'm happy with the journey I'm on. Tomorrow I'll try and get 21 kilos, or I'll try and get $1 more, or I'll try and find more peace for myself, or whatever it is that I'm trying to find. And that means I'm a champion of being a beginner, and the journey is about myself. For you, what's the top 3 tips around that, just to finish this off, my brother?
Mate, surround yourself with people that are going to uplift you and inspire you.
Love that.
Because that's your everyday.
Is this place as an example?
This is it.
Imagine the champions, the winners, the mindset of the people within this.
Exactly that. When you're surrounded in that environment, everything is possible. And you know what? Sometimes it might go, it looks easy for you, but no, I intentionally put myself in these places.
Was it hard once upon a time?
You know what? It was difficult. Everything is challenging. But once again, what's your perception of hard? It's harder to stay where I was.
Absolutely.
Right?
Love that, brother.
So
shut the gates.
Done. So we just move on. We put ourselves in places, even though we're way out of our comfort zone, way out of where we should be at all. But guess what? Really quickly we catch up.
We always hear about that, being out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Is that your tip too? I want you to elaborate, because we always hear that. That's sort of like surface level. So what did you do to get past? Second tip for everybody. What did you do to get past that? Like when you feel uncomfortable, what do you do in general? For me, the anxiety or stress or whatever it is, I say I'm excited by the opportunity. So I change the language to change the outcome. I reframe the sentence. I reframe my brain until I become insane of the brain. And that means that I just have this mentality, the invincible mindset to just keep moving forward. What's your tip around that?
For me, honestly, it's the imagination and the not knowing. Being in a space of not knowing the outcome and discovering the outcome. I want to walk into a situation, a scenario, and not know the outcome. I believe this could be the outcome, but really I don't know.
Yeah.
And you know what? I could be holding myself back from the greatest thing in life by not taking that step.
Really quickly on that, people are going to say, what if I don't do it, I lose all my money, or if I don't, I can't keep up with Tops or Jeff or whatever. What's your tip to get past that as well?
But what if you do keep up, and what if you overtake?
So write that out.
Exactly.
Think it out, like you said for you.
Exactly.
Think it out. And then
It's like, yep,
action.
okay, I'm scared. I'm scared. I have fear. I'm way out of my depth.
Absolutely.
I'm in so deep, sitting around sharks.
Love
But that's okay. That's fine. I step into that place because I will become a shark. And if I don't, I'll learn something from the sharks.
Wow.
You know, you don't know the outcome. So enjoy the journey. Enjoy every single bit of the journey. Nothing is guaranteed in life. The next breath is not guaranteed in life.
Love that.
Live it, love it, absorb it. Who cares if you're scared? Will you die if you take the step? No, you won't. You'll
Absolutely.
learn something.
I love
And
that.
that's personal growth. Every time we learn something, we are growing as a human.
Love that.
We are inspiring people around us. We're bringing new knowledge to the table. Every single step we take in the space of fear. Like fear is an amazing thing, you know. It's like something that we walk into and just go, okay, bring it on. I'm not
love
going to
that.
die. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling numb. I've been in situations where I feel numb. My
Wow.
body has dropped. But who cares?
Because people would look at your videos and go, oh, he wouldn't care. He does it. He's got a beast mode mindset.
Yep.
He feels that, I feel that, but we keep moving forward. And I flip the sentence. Instead of saying fearful, I'm like, what an opportunity. I'm so excited. I'm walking out on stage in 3,000, in front of 3,000 people to
Yeah.
talk. And I'm thinking, what an opportunity I have to share knowledge in a space where 3,000 people want to learn off myself. It's a different beast. So I want to finish the last tip out of this whole conversation for people, just to finish off around getting your morning started and getting it right. What's the last one that you'd leave us with for today, my brother?
Exactly, my brother. And I'm going to finish it on the note of being a beast.
Being a beast.
Being a beast.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's
And
that mean?
You never become a beast unless you train to be a beast. The beast mindset, you need training.
Words that you say to yourself,
Mate, it's words and the actions that back it.
foods that you eat.
Every single thing has to be geared and engineered towards the goal.
People that you
Your
surround
lifestyle,
yourself with.
your mindset, your occupation,
Attitude.
how you act, how you execute your occupation, exactly your attitude. You know, your resilience to anything that you see any negativity.
That's huge, because I'm huge on that, where people say, I can't do it, it's hard, it's tough, and I'm like, the opportunity,
Yeah.
this is exciting, it's the same thing. I'm committed to learning for myself, and I'll be better at the next opportunity. My little tip, just to finish off, 0.1% every single day better, 365 steps better than someone who doesn't do something, 3,650 steps better in 10 years' time. What would that look financially for yourself? So if you're making 50K right here, right now, what if that was 3,650 times more by executing and taking all these tips that we've left with yourself? Thanks for a little chat this morning,
Mate,
to start
chat
your
always.
morning habits and rituals, my brother. Big love.